T-shirt, that's what you got. That's what you've got, a T-shirt. You're looking at a total of 30 years in prison. Right? And you think your life's future, like that's your best foot forward, a T-shirt? Look around everybody else. Look around. You see ties? The guys have ties on it. Because it's a place of importance, respect, the Constitution, important things. They may not be important to you, but they're important to most people, and they're supposed to be important for everybody. Maybe that's why you're here. The rules aren't important, but you're going to be held accountable because people do think they're important. It's the way we live together peacefully, so we can all enjoy the blessings of liberty. All right. What is the issue today? Something about
Pat, you just pulled the second piece of paper you have in there, Judge. So highlighted area.
All right. Did you get a copy of this?
I did, Judge, and I have it in front of me.
All right. Well, it looks like last month a drug patch was collected and showed positive for cocaine as a result of the testing. Okay. Anybody wants to say anything?
Yes, Your Honor. So my client just recently was released on bond, and while he's in the
When?
I don't remember the exact date.
Let's find the date. Okay. Whatever that is. Anybody know?
I'll look it up, Judge.
But while he was in
Let's find the date
yes, sir.
so we can go off some things that are certain.
It was a recent one. All that show was from 2024.
No,
It was released February 27th to 26th.
a little over a month.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Thank you. So while he was incarcerated, Your Honor, he was on some medication, and then when
Okay. They had him on cocaine?
no,
Okay.
but it wasn't a medication for mental health. And when he was released, that he didn't realize it was showing up on his drug patch until I notified him. When I was notified,
What
by
was
the court,
showing? The
that
cocaine?
that anything was showing up in his system.
I mean, how's that supposed to be until something is collected and then tested and analyzed and then reports back to us?
Understood.
But
But since then, Your Honor, his drug patch numbers have gone down. The last drug patch showed clean. And immediately when I notified him of the drug patch results, he went on his own and had a UA and a hair follicle, which he does have with him today, that both showed he was clean. So he did do the best he could to show.
what was the date of that?
I'm blind, Your Honor. Give me a
That's
second.
okay.
Which one is the hair?
That's
Here's the hair follicle right here. It was collected on April 17th, and the report was issued on April 24th of 2026. Would you like to see it?
No. Your word's good enough for me. But on this collection on March 13th, he had been released from jail.
He had. The same week, he did go take a drug test for employment and passed with flying colors, which is also one of the documents in here. I think so too. This would be the drug test he took for employment during the time of the patch.
And he had been released from jail when?
February 26th or 27th?
27th. February 27th.
Of 26.
Okay. So, how do you explain the positive in March?
He believes it had to do with something that was in the medication he was taking at the jail. There is a log of the medication as well.
That's what he believes
That's
from
what he
his
believes.
medical experience
Yeah,
and
Your Honor.
medical training.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything from the stand?
No, Your Honor, I don't know what medications he's taking and hadn't had a chance to even look and see if anything like that has any false positives.
Here's a list. I don't know if any of that rings a bell for you right away, but that's what he was issued in the jail.
I don't know anything that does test positive as cocaine metabolites, but sure I'll discontinue.
Here's the problem with all of this is that nobody's given me anything about what he's supposed to be taking, but what he is taking and why. But the fact of the matter is that he tests positive for cocaine. So far, what I've heard, all I've done is open a door for everyone to come out of jail and test positive and say, I want the old Demond Sargent rule. I may or may not have been given medication. But the point is if I test positive, I'm going to use his rule and presume that it had to be something that the jail gave me, which I don't know and I can't answer to because I don't know what they gave me.
Well, he
The
did.
problem is that it tests positive. He's going to be held accountable. I can always, he's going to be held accountable. His bond is going to get revoked on this. It's just the way it is. If you want to get some more information, I'll open this door up for another hearing from experts, anybody you want from the jail to revisit this. But unless something else happens, this is the way I'm going to rule. I'm not going to presume that the jail is giving them cocaine so that they can test positive a few weeks afterwards and then claim it's the jail's fault, not mine. Please.
Let's say ibuprofen until I looked it all up.
Apparently,
What's his bonds in each case, please?
Judge, on the assault is $110,000, and on the harassment, it's $40,000.
Okay. You test positive for a controlled substance, cocaine. That's a second-degree felony.
My hair fall.
And your bonds are doubled.
his hair follicle did come back clean.
Let's see, 90 days.
When?
Just April.
A month later, ma'am. Not when this test was taken, a month before.
He did have some employment tests that came back clean the week it was taken. The patch was taken.
I trust these people. That's who we use. People who are, I can hear something, please leave the room. When you disturb this court, leave the room. Kendall? I'm gonna have, yeah. We're doing business here. This isn't a cry fest.
Other way,
Hey, ma'am.
other way, ma'am.
Ma'am, your outburst just made you in contempt of court, ma'am. You can be placed in jail for up to 6 months. Would you please just be polite? Thank you. That's all we ask of people. Be polite. We're taking care of serious business up here. People don't like what happens, and so they make an outburst.
The hair follicle go back.
You can everybody know that's the rule. You can be held in contempt of court if you make an outburst and disrupt the proceedings. Please don't do that. I don't want to put people in jail unless
He knows the
they're
hair.
necessary. I made my ruling, so you had cocaine in your system. It's a scientific test, and the court does not believe the explanations y'all have given. So I'm presuming the test is correct. Your bonds are revoked. You're in jail, and you must have a drug patch if you post your bond. Period. End of ball game. What's next? We set this for trial or what?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that what we want to do on these?
Well, I haven't had a chance to speak with counsel today on
How about an announcement in, what, 2 or 3 weeks?
that would be appropriate. for you.
Because maybe something could get disposed of to move him along, get him back on his feet.
He is
you know.
working or was.
And find you are indeed mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It is freely and voluntarily made. There is sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But I'm going to defer or postpone any finding of guilt so long as you follow terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this. You will be placed on probation for 10 years. That can be shortened to 1/3 for good behavior and following the rules. You will be fined $500. And what is now the relationship? Do you have any relationship with this person?
That's just the mother of my child.
Just a mother of your child. That's no little thing. That's important. So, how are we going to work this out?
And Judge, with the no contact, we understand. Will he be released today?
Well,
Here.
we're going to deal with that just in a moment. There will be conditions of probation. Now, what concerns me, and I'm looking at this probable cause affidavit, is that I don't have a pre-sentence report. I probably ought to order a post-sentence report to look into conditions of probation, which are normal and customary. But the point of the matter is that jumps out is he assaults this lady who is the mother of his child, but she is 5 months pregnant at the time.
That's the child he's referring to.
Okay, her was 5 months. Right, she has been assaulted by her boyfriend.
That child was born after this
Who was
offense.
5 months pregnant, advised that the assault started. Say that again, man?
There's no other child. He referenced a child that was
okay.
born after this event.
Okay, but the victim was 5 months pregnant.
Yes,
Oh, okay, that's the
Yes,
point
sir.
I'm making.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. First of all, it's inappropriate to assault anybody, much less someone who is 5 months pregnant. I mean, that's pretty low. No gentleman, no person should ever do that. That's just off the charts of appropriate behavior. And you knew the lady was pregnant, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And Your Honor, it has been some time since that offense, and he has not had any behaviors like that since then.
Your Honor certainly can choose to.
What's in the past is never really in the past.
So,
That's a famous saying. And the fact is that what occurred, just like when we have trials here, what we do is we have to relive what happened before and figure it out. I'm going to ask for a post-sentence report. We'll come back. We'll get some more information because it's limited in the information I have, except for this 1-page probable cause affidavit.
Do you want to make it a pre-sentence and just withhold?
No, he's going to start on probation.
Sure.
I don't want to, so that there are terms and conditions of probation, which he's going to have to abide by, and he is responsible for it. Again, if you fail, your probation can be revoked. You can be found guilty and sentenced up to 10 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's tell the jury we're going to need just a few minutes. Thank them for their patience. Thank you.
Yes.
And you shall also, you will be required to complete this batterers intervention program, which is normal and customary for this offense. And
it's wrong.
no man gets women, a lady. That's just off the chart, especially someone who's pregnant. Shame on them. Especially pregnant with your child. Shame on them. All right, we're going to come back. Can that post-sentence report be done?
Do you want me, we can expedite it if you want us to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
About how long would that take?
We usually take them, it's usually about a month before we do them, but if you want us to do it earlier, we can.
If we said this for 4 weeks, is that good?
Absolutely.
Thank you. If
And
we said
you'll be on probation until then?
he begins probation immediately when he signs this document.
Okay.
Yes.
So he'll be released.
We have a verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. One other case is to be dismissed, correct? All right. We have a verdict in the Horatio Trevino case. Please.
You can
We will get ready to receive the verdict.
She also has.